All right, let's turn to battleground Pennsylvania now and the race for U.S. Senate between John Fetterman, the Democrat, and Dr. Mehmet Oz, the Republican. It looks like we are finally going to see those two candidates go head-to-head in a televised debate. Fetterman's campaign agreeing to take the stage on October 25th in Harrisburg. The announcement comes after weeks of delay and concern about Fetterman's health and his ability to actually serve in that role. Joining us now for more on this is host of the Rubin Report, Dave Rubin, author of Don't Burn This Country. Dave, great to see you as always.
John, I apologize for wearing a jacket and shirt as opposed to the John Fetterman or Fetterwoman hoodie that he's usually accustomed to wearing. I felt this is the John Bachman show. I wanted to show up properly, but maybe I should have just worn a hoodie.
We try to keep things classy, Dave, but I do appreciate your at least, acknowledgement that we could have gone with some LARPing here, some John Fetterman LARPing. We could have grown some, your facial hair is not experimental. I guess his is considered experimental, a little too old for that. But we wanted to compare and contrast candidates, not just Senate candidates, but other candidates as well. And we had to ask this question, who is the more, I guess the worst, maybe the worst candidate out there on the campaign trail today? It could be John Fetterman, or it could be Charlie Crist. I think we have some visual evidence to help, set this up. Here's, I think, Charlie Crist.
Where do you stand on vaccine passports and businesses?
We should have vaccine passports. I think that's important.
Okay, so Charlie Crist is running against Ron DeSantis on a platform of supporting teachers' unions and vaccine passports and mask mandates. And then we have John Fetterman, a different situation. He's having a little trouble with his own words because of his stroke.
It's the most important race for the Senate here for 22. We have to replace Pat Toomey. Oh, no.
So that's hard to watch, too, with Fetterman. And we're not trying to make fun of the aspect of that, but neither one of these guys are good candidates. You got Charlie Crist, who speaks too much, probably, and John Fetterman, who can't really talk at all. Who's the worst of these two, in your opinion, Dave?
I'm going to let it slide with Fetterman because of the stroke or whatever. But yes, it is a little bizarre that the Democrats seem unable to find candidates who can string together a full sentence, whether it's Biden or Fetterman or Kamala, who actually does put the sentence together, but it just doesn't make any sense, or it's just completely circular. Look, Crist is the worst candidate running right now across the country because he is absolutely nothing. If he is anything, it is the thing that people hate about politicians. He is a former conservative Republican who has flip-flopped on every single issue. The idea that someone who was for vaccine passports would show their face in the free state of Florida and say that they're going to run for governor. He's absolutely nothing. He has no support. DeSantis obviously is going to crush it, as he well should. I mean, he in essence, I think, is, although it doesn't say it on his desk, I think he basically is the president of the United States in terms of leadership at this point. But the Democrat Party in Florida, fortunately, is in shambles here, and Crist is just the sacrificial lamb. They basically were like, look, can we find anybody who is willing to do this? And Crist is just like, I have nothing to do. Nobody likes me. I'll get out there.
The only way this is going to make sense to me at the end of this is if Charlie Crist pulls off his mask and it's Charlie Crist, the Republican, underneath, and he said, I fooled all you Democrats for the last 4 years. I pretended to be a Democrat, and I ran the worst campaign ever just to make it easier on Ron DeSantis. And as it relates to Fetterman, again, it's not the health issue as much, but we learned this week, Dave, after criticizing Dr. Mehmet Oz for owning multiple properties, we found out that John Fetterman owns 8 different properties in Braddock, Pennsylvania. So he's sort of a real estate magnate himself. I don't know if Braddock is the best place to be investing in real estate, but there you go.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. September is historically the worst performing month for the stock market, so you better be ready for it. The Fed continues to aggressively raise rates, and JP Morgan is forecasting another mega rate hike September the 21st. Is that why Jamie Dimon said an economic hurricane is coming our way? Well, gold and silver have remained remarkably stable despite the Fed aggressively raising rates today. The Patriot Gold Group has a special incentive for Newsmax viewers. Huge! Now precious metals investors can enjoy the no-fee-for-life gold and silver IRA on qualifying rollovers, or enjoy free, discreet, insured shipping on all direct gold and silver purchases. Here's the number, 800-356-4470. Call 800-356-4470 today.